All right, you all. So welcome. It's your girl Carlika Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And I am here with an amazing guest. Look, you all, and you're gonna get more and more and more and more and more. We're not stopping, okay? It's Women's Month. We're celebrating, but this information. Let me catch my breath, y'all. Like for real. I don't know. And Annterria, since I've been recovering from COVID, it's just like, yo, my energy be doop 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 like a roller coaster, and then I get winded a little quicker. So, anywho, you all, what are we talking about? Menopause and women's wellness, and so it's so many initiatives going on with women's wellness. We're having the opportunity to meet so many women, and you all, when we think of wellness, we think of menopause, all of these things. And even when we think of menopause, it's some first things that come to people's mind: hot flashes, weight gain, night sweats. But we're broadening that spectrum to say there's more to menopause.
Yes.
Just those symptoms. It is literally a transition and a part of every woman's life, however you get there, surgically, medically, naturally. And so who am I? The number one black face of women in menopause. And you all, I say that because I had a lady overseas say, you know what, you're the first woman of color I've ever met in menopause. And I said, well, I'm the number one woman that you met. So,
yes.
and we have to have the conversation. So today, you all, we have Annterria here with us. So welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, Carlika. My name is Annterria Bruce. I'm a women's health nurse practitioner practicing here in Houston, Texas. I'm also the founder and CEO of Vagesty, an online store for women's health. I call it your one-stop shop where we have products ranging from women through their lifespan. So whether you're going through your first period, hygiene, pregnancy, even menopause, I have something for you.
Wow. And you all, that's amazing because Annterria, look, let me tell you, we hear information, right? And I think we can both think back to that for our first period, right? Like y'all all had no periods no more, okay?
Yeah.
Done. And it was all just snatched away from me. It wasn't a gradual thing. I was thrown into menopause due to surgical menopause. So they removed ovaries and everything. So, but I remember that first period. But when you think of even before you got that first period, right? First period. So she had products from your first period to your last and beyond. Okay. One-stop shop. Your first to your last and beyond. Because even once you don't have a period, you all, we still have to maintain our vaginal health and all of these things.
Correct.
And so when you think back on your first period, or like I said before, what information were you taught or told that you wish now, being a grown woman, that you like, why we didn't talk about that part?
I'm glad you asked that because just yesterday I was stood still for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I could not move. I had a butt cramp. You ever had those period cramps? The butt cramp was like, if the house was on fire, if anybody trying to rob me or kill me, I couldn't do nothing. I'm stuck. That's how painful it was. So that's one thing I wish I would have known, younger, because I don't feel like I had that experience until like I was in my 20s where the butt cramps would just stop me in my tracks.
Okay.
Yes. So, hey, be looking out for this. You may get this. So, yes.
I love that because it's all the seemingly like the little things that could become bigger things.
Yes.
That in between that time of, look, these are the products that you use, that a lot of times some of the products that we were introduced and used, whether that was a cleanser, douching, right? A lot of people used to be heavy on that. You need to clean yourself. Vinegar, all of these different concoctions. And now we've moved to let's go to more holistic things, because these are some of the things that may be causing and have caused women to have other issues. And so I know you have your products and different things like that, but what made you say, this is where I'm going to tap in at? This is where I need to, share the products. Give us just your journey of that.
Well, a couple of things made me say that. From my own experience, I have history of PCOS. And also have history of recurrent bacterial vaginosis. When I discovered boric acid suppositories, I'm telling y'all that was the best thing, one of the best things that God put on earth for us to help us restore our pH balance. I was just tired of taking a metronidazole. That would give me a yeast infection. And I had to take the diflucan. It was a never-ending battle, So when I discovered how to make it on my own, I said, I know I can't be the only woman out here who experiencing recurrent BV. I cannot be. We didn't need to know about this. This changed my life. Wow. So I started making it on my own and I started selling it. And then when I was in my clinicals as a nurse practitioner, my graduate clinicals, and a patient call was like, I'm tired of taking this medicine. Keep coming back. And I overhearing her talking to the nurse. And so the nurse consulted with the doctor and he told her, well, tell her just take some boric acid suppository. Nothing else I can do, right? And I'm sitting there like, I'm already making that selling it. So to hear an OBGYN, confirm with the patient, look, nothing else I can do, nothing else working, try this. So that gave me the motivation to keep that I was doing was going to work, what was working, because I knew for myself it was working. Right. So that just gave me the encouragement to go ahead and continue to push forward with my business.
Wow, that is amazing. Just a little glimpse of a conversation, like, okay, nothing else I can do, but you can do this, and it's like, no. So this even says to the person out there who will be listening to this, the women and whoever else, keep going, right? Even when it feels like it's a little slow, even if you start doubting yourself, like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Because I know it worked for me, but then so many people become silent, right?
Yes.
Because of shame and different things, like, okay, I don't want people to know that I deal with that. And especially, I think too, Annterria, people don't have education on these topics. So as soon as you say VB or anything like that, people are like, oh, I don't want people to know I have a yeast infection. I don't want people to know this. Like, I don't know about you, but I used to see people embarrassed just to buy pads in the store. Like, they like hiding them under stuff in their basket. And I'm just like...
It's natural. It's a period. Listen, women between the ages of 15 to 44, even up into their 50s, have vaginitis, which is BV, a yeast infection. Yep. Now, some of them have it, they treat it and it goes away. Some of them keep coming back. Yeah. And there's a number of things that makes it keep coming back. It could be your diet. It could be the soap that you're using. It could be your partner. Okay. That's another story.
Look, we here for it, girl. We here for it. Like another story. And what's the story? Let me go get me some popcorn real quick. Go get my popcorn and lemon water. Okay. But I love what you said, because it's sometimes, once again, the education. We're not taught that some of the different causes that are lifestyle things that we can change without medication. Just like you said, what you're eating. Right? All the sugar and all of these different things.
Yes.
And you're exactly right. Because I've talked to some women like, I just have reoccurring yeast infection just over and over again. I'm just like, well, child, you might want to, and just tell our listeners like some of the symptoms, because some people may not even know what to look for. If they are having some of those issues, they may not even know what to look for. They may not, because sometimes we don't be paying attention, right?
Right. Okay. So there's a difference between BV and yeast infection. So the bacteria vaginosis, you may see like a gray or milky white discharge. Mm-hmm. It can be accompanied with fishy odor. Mm-hmm. Okay. Even having sex can be a little bit painful. Okay. And then with your yeast infection, you will have a white discharge. It will be clumpy, like cottage cheese. And then you may experience mild to severe vaginal itching on the inside and on the outside. So that's the difference between BV and yeast. And you can't have them both at the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. And sometimes being treated for BV with the antibiotics, it cleans you out and causes the yeast to build up. And now you have a yeast infection. That was my problem. I would get BV treated with antibiotics, and then that would cause me to have a yeast infection. It got to the point, look, just send both medications. I already know it's going to give you a yeast infection.
But see, I'm
so happy that I discovered boric acid.
I'm glad that you're like, look, I know my body.
Yes.
So I already know how it's going to react or counteract and different things. I know what was going to go on. So now you're able to have a whole conversation, letting them know, look, send both. So I don't have to come back to you paying a separate copay and all this different stuff.
And let me just say this, it's very important. If you're going through this, when you go to get treated or get the treatment for BV and it give you the diflucan for the yeast, don't let them just give you one pill for the yeast infection. Okay. You need it either they're gonna write it for every 48 hours for times 2 tablets or every 72 hours times 2 7. Because mostly primary providers will write you for just 150 milligrams of diflucan. If you go to OBGYN, they're gonna write you for two tablets to take between 48 or 72 hours apart. So that's very important to know.
Wow. Well, thank you. Look, you all heard it. Look, and this is what we're doing this for the education and awareness. Because once again, even menopausal women, whether you still have your ovaries and everything, or even surgically, just your hormone levels play a part in this too. And so even then, menopausal women are still prone to yeast infections, and some of them even more prone because the lining of the vulva and vagina, everything is thinner. So look, go ahead. I see you, girl.
Yes, that's it. Because the estrogen, that's what you are missing. That's what women with menopause are missing, the estrogen. Yep. Also, it helps, I ain't gonna say it helps. It increases the risk of UTI. Mm-hmm. Okay. Vaginal dryness, estrogen, low sex drive, estrogen, bone fractures.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Yes.
There's a lot of symptoms go, like you say, transition. It's not just, I'm just in menopause. No, there's things that go. And then make sure y'all taking your vitamins. If you really, we should be taking it starting at 30. I read the article, okay? But vitamin D and calcium is great for women who's premenopause, menopause, and postmenopause.
Yep. And I agree, because I'm very transparent. I had last year when I had my physical, my vitamin D was low. I'm talking about like in the teens, low.
Yeah, too low.
And I just had a physical this year, and because I got on supplements with my vitamin D, taking what I need to do, it's back up, it's where it needs to be. And so if you're afraid of needles, or you're afraid, like I'm afraid of COVID, so I'm not going to get my physicals, let me tell you what you need to do. Okay, mask up, put some gloves on, or whatever's going to make you feel better to go get your lab works and things done. Just point blank, period. Because as women, a lot of times when things, and that's why I'm asking, what are some of those symptoms? What are some of those things that women can look for to say, look, hey, I may have, before the yeast infection gets too bad, or VB gets too bad, or anything like that. That's why I ask that, because sometimes we don't know, or if something starts happening, we push it back because we're so busy, right?
Right. So I also encourage to take daily probiotics or yogurt. Mm-hmm. Because the probiotics has the lactobacillus, which is the normal flora that lives in our vagina. Mm-hmm. So if you're taking those daily, that can help you maintain your vaginal flora and your pH balance.
And you know something, Annterria, pH is one of those things that we don't really discuss, not realizing that our vaginal pH changes over time. Even like when you think back, a lot of people used to say, wash your vagina, just don't make sure it don't smell fishy, not realizing it keeps moisture. It has I call it a special smell, right? Yeah. And so now a lot of times we're trying to mask it with the summer's eve and all of these petals and roses and florals.
No.
And all of the things. And so do you have product? What are your products or your recommendations for even the daily washing? Because yes, we need to, that's part of our hygiene and different things. So share some of those, share some of your products with us.
Okay. First of all, let me say there's a difference between the vagina and the vulva.
Very.
So when I talk about washing down there, I'm talking about washing the vulva because the vagina itself cleaning. Yep. Okay. So I have, the Intimate, I don't know if y'all can see it, foam wash is all natural, organic ingredients. So you can use this daily. It's safe. There's no scent in it. You just press it and there we go.
Wow.
Okay. Yes. So you can use this daily with no issues. What else can I say? I do have another wash. It's more like a soap lathery wash. And again, it's safe. Both of the washes are safe for your pH. It does not restore your pH. It is safe. Because I see a lot of businesses saying, it's going to restore your pH, balance your pH. No, it's not. It's not going to throw it off per se, but you only clean it on the outside. Anyway, you're not cleaning on the inside. Okay, and I do have, when in menopause, I do have some vaginal lubricant.
Oh,
Okay, it's all natural, made with organic ingredients, and it can be used with condoms. It can be used with sex toys. Of course, it can be used, regular, just sex intercourse, right? And then you just take it and you just need a little bit. You just need a little bit to put on your outer lips. That's it.
oh wow. Oh wow. And I think that's it too. I love that you brought out the point that the vagina and the vulva is two different parts of the anatomy,
Yes.
right? And I don't think growing up, like even when we were taught to wash per se, you would hear people like get all up in there and all of this stuff. And it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly. Our aunties, our mamas are gonna get up all up in there. No, now you ain't supposed to put soap up in there.
right, right, get all around there, okay?
Yes.
And different things. What else do you look, ladies? Look, everyone. These are amazing gifts. These are amazing products, and Annterria's gonna let us know where to find them at and everything. What else do you have to show? Look, she just showed us some daily foam washes, so all the different soaps and body washes and all this
Yes. I
smell
also
good stuff.
have some yanni oil. Okay. And I hand make this they are myself. It's sweet almond oil, grapeseed, peppermint, lavender, essential oil.
Oh wow.
Yes, and it's again, you just put it on the vulva. It wakes her up. I like the tingling feel that it has. And it's good for as moisturizer of your
Yes.
vulva skin. Is you can be used also as a lubricant.
Oh wow. So look, y'all, that's a 2-in-1, okay? So
Yeah.
that's a 2-in-1, but I love what you just said right there too, as a moisturizer, because a lot of times we're not moisturizing, right? We get out the shower, we dry off, and all right, put your panties on or whatever you or not, whatever floats your boat, okay?
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat with that. But I love that because that's more of the education of it too. Look, moisturize your
Yes.
vulva. Right, you all, like, this stuff have to be talked about and discussed. So I love that. A 2-in-1, y'all. 2-in-1.
Yes. So I have this together as a bundle. And also with wipes, the feminine wipes, it comes as a bundle. It's called the Intimacy Wellness Bundle. I geared this towards my women who are going through like premenopause, menopause, postmenopause
Okay.
for their sexual wellness. Even though some women in like 30s and 40s, or even in the 20s may experience some vaginal dryness. It could be their diet, it could be just they have low libido, could be medications that they're on. This would be good for them as well.
Oh wow. So you all, Annterria, let everyone know where they can find these products at, how they can connect with you and everything.
Okay, so you can find these products on my website. It's an online store. The name of the website is vagesty.com. That's VAGESTY.com. You can find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at Vagesty underscore. I'm also on Twitter and I'm also on YouTube, Vagesty as well.
Vagesty, you all, that's a unique name. You should be able to definitely remember that, Vagesty. And I love that because the word, I'm gonna tell you the word that came to mind when I first even saw it. I was like, right, majesty. Like, this your magic place. This is your, if you really want to look at it as a royalty place.
Girl, you got that is why I named it Majesty. I got it from Majesty because your vagina is royal and you
Yes.
should treat it as such. So you
Look,
got it
look.
all on the nose.
Look, you all, and we did not rehearse that. That is
No.
not nothing that we had a whole conversation about. But that's just when you even just said it then. I was like, right, it's royalty. And you all, when we're empowering people, if we're going to empower our next generations and even the women and young boys now, right, and men now, it's saying, you know what, love all of you, every crevice, every roll, every whatever that looks like, love all of you. And so make sure you all connect with Annterria. Make sure you all look for those products and different things. She gave you the website and information. Connect with her on social media as well, because look, we're talking about menopause, but we're talking about every aspect of it and women's wellness. So Annterria, before we get off of here, what's some words of wisdom, encouragement, or anything you want to share with the listeners?
Some words of encouragement. Take care of yourself. I know we're often busy with our different roles, mom, wife, what employer, business owner. Have one day or two just to kind of like wind down and relax. Take care of
Yes,
yourself. Treat yourself to something.
I love it.
Put yourself first. Sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah.
Look, because I think people have a difference in sacrificing and putting yourself first. A lot of people sacrifice and we're there for everyone else. And then we wake up one day like, what have I done for me? What have I done? I've been there for everyone else. So I love that. Put yourself first, and it's okay. It's not selfish, and don't let anyone make you feel bad.
Yes. Because, you know, women's health, when we talk about women's health, it's mental health too.
And it's
all
real.
That is real. So
real.
Let's take care of our mind, our body, and our soul, ladies.
Yes. Well, you all heard it, right? Annterria said, take care of your mind, body, and soul. And ladies and gentlemen, we don't even have to feel guilty about, I don't feel guilty taking off. I don't feel guilty saying no. I don't feel guilty with any of it because it's only one of me.
Yes.
And I got to take care of me. So the person listening, and you've maybe been in a battle of taking some time off from your job or whatever that looks like, even if you're a full-time entrepreneur, right? I don't think you got an entrepreneurship to work the same amount of hours that you were doing on your employer at your other place of employment, right? So make those boundaries, and like Annterria said, put you first. I'm telling you, when you start taking care of you, and I mean all of you, like she said, mind, body, and soul, now you're able to show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you're able to show up like never before to do what you've been purposed to do. And so look, you all, this has been amazing. Annterria, I want to say thank you for your yes. You all, she's a one-stop shop. Okay. You all heard it first, a one-stop shop. So she has everything we need for our feminine needs so that you can stay sexy, so that you can smell amazing, and you can get your pH balance and everything, keeping things intact. Keep the Volvo intact. Okay. Keep it intact. It's your Vagesty, okay? So look, the Vagesty, we gonna keep intact. Look, she's the Vagesty queen. Here you go. But thank you. I appreciate you, and
thank you for having me.
Anytime. Look, you stuck with me. This is just the beginning. Look, we'll be back doing something else. So you all, till the next time. I am Carlika Katrina Basnight-Menendez, the #1 Black face of women in menopause, and we will talk to you soon.